Hey, everyone! Have you ever met someone and just clicked? You could tell they were going to be a great friend, or maybe even more than that. It's an indescribable feeling. However, sometimes it can be hard to get people to like you, especially if you're shy or don't know how to make small talk. But don't worry, because there are some psychological tricks that can help anyone become more likable. With a little practice, you'll be well on your way to making some new friends in no time. So keep watching to learn 10 psychological tricks to make someone like you. No. 1. Mirroring. Have you ever noticed how when you're talking to someone, they tend to mirror your movements? This is called the mirror neuron system, and it's a way of showing empathy and understanding. When we see someone else doing something, we automatically want to imitate them. It's hardwired into our brains, and this is a good thing. Try it for yourself. The next time you start talking to someone, pay attention to their body language and try to match it. For example, if they cross their arms, you can do the same. Or if they tap their fingers on the table, you can tap yours as well. Just don't go too overboard with it. You don't want to end up looking like a creepy stalker. Number 2, the halo effect. Have you ever heard of the halo effect? It's a cognitive bias that causes us to judge someone based on our first impression of them. For example, if you meet someone and you think they look nice, you might also think that they're intelligent and trustworthy, even if you have no evidence to support that. And here's the kicker. It works both ways. If you meet someone and you don't like them, you might also think that they're untrustworthy and stupid, even if they have no evidence to support that. So what can you do to make sure that the halo effect is working in your favor? Well, first of all, you need to make a good first impression. That means dressing nicely, smiling, making eye contact, and being polite. If you want to be seen as intelligent and trustworthy, you need to project an image of competence. So avoid using filler words like and try to speak in a clear and concise manner. Finally, be aware of your body language. If you want to be seen as confident and charismatic, you need to make sure that your body language is open and inviting. Avoid crossing your arms or legs, which can make you look defensive or closed off. Instead, keep your chin angled down and slightly away from you. Shoulders straight and back, and put your hands in front of you with palms up, which symbolizes openness and honesty. No. 3. The serial position effect. Have you ever met someone and then forgotten their name a few minutes later? Or how about this? You're at a party and you meet a bunch of new people, but by the time the night is over, you can only remember the first and last person you met. Well, don't feel bad. You're not alone. It happens to the best of us. And there's actually a psychological term for this phenomenon. It's called the serial position effect. And it describes our tendency to remember things that are either at the beginning or at the end of a list better than those in the middle. So what does this mean for you? Well, let's say you're meeting someone new. According to the serial position effect, you'll be more likely to remember their name if it's either at the beginning or at the end of the conversation. So what can you do to take advantage of this? Well, for one, you can try to make a strong first impression. That way, you're more likely to be remembered. That means being friendly, smiling, making eye contact, and being genuinely interested in the other person. You can also try to end the conversation on a high note. That way, you're more likely to be the last thing they remember. So before you say goodbye, try summarizing the main points of the conversation and thanking the other person for their time. By following these tips, you'll be more likely to stick in people's minds long after you've said goodbye. No. 4. Similar to point no. 2. Similarity. Have you ever noticed how you tend to gravitate towards people who are similar to you? Like, do you have a best friend who's also a bit of a goofball, just like you? Or maybe you have a friend who's super ambitious and driven, just like you. Well, that's not just a coincidence. There's actually a psychological term for this phenomenon. It's called the similarity attraction effect. And it basically says that we're more attracted to people who are similar to us rather than different. There are 3 main reasons for this. First, we tend to prefer people who share our beliefs and values because it makes us feel like we're not alone in the world. Second, we find people who are similar to us more interesting because we have more to talk about. And third, we're more likely to trust people who are similar to us because we assume that they have our best interests at heart. So how can you use the similarity attraction effect to your advantage? Well, first, try to find common ground with the person you're talking to. That could be anything from your favorite TV show to your favorite sports team. Once you find something you have in common, run with it. Talk about it enthusiastically. And if you want to make a really good impression, try to show the other person how much you enjoy their company. Let them know that you like them simply because you're you. That will make them feel special and important. And who doesn't like feeling that way? No. 5. The triadic closure. Have you ever wondered why 6 degrees of separation exists? Well, according to the triadic closure, it comes down to human relationships. The triadic closure is a social science theory that states that if 2 people are connected to the same person, then there is a high probability that they will also be connected to each other. For example, if you and a friend both know the same person, then it's likely that you will also become friends. And this phenomenon can be applied to situations beyond just friendships. If you work in the same company as 2 people who are friends, then it's likely that you will also become friends with them. The triadic closure is a powerful concept that can be used to expand your network and build new relationships. By connecting with people who are already connected to others in your network, you can quickly grow your circle of influence and make new friends. It's a simple strategy, but it can be highly effective. No. 6. Ask for a favor. Have you ever noticed how people seem to like you more after you ask them for a favor? Well, that's not just a coincidence. It's actually a psychological phenomenon known as the liking gap. The liking gap refers to the tendency for people to like those who ask them for favors more than those who do UNT. And the reason for this is pretty simple. When someone asks you for a favor, it creates a sense of obligation in your brain. Your brain then tries to reduce this obligation by increasing your feelings of gratitude towards the person who asked you for the favor. And as a result, you start to like them more. To take advantage of the liking gap, simply ask people for small favors. That could be something as simple as asking them to grab you a coffee or helping you move into your new apartment. Just be sure to not overdo it. Asking for too many favors can actually backfire and make people resent you. No. 7. Emotional contagion. Ever wondered why laughter is considered the best medicine? Well, it turns out that emotions can be contagious. Psychologists call this emotional contagion. And it's the process of experiencing an emotion that someone else is expressing. For example, if you see someone crying, you may start to feel sad. Or if you see someone laughing, you may start to feel happy. Emotional contagion is a powerful force that can be used to make people like you more. If you want to make someone feel happy, just crack a joke. Or if you want to make someone feel sad, just cry in front of them. Of course, I'm joking. Don't actually do that. But seriously, people are more likely to like you if you can make them feel happy. So next time you're around someone, try cracking a few jokes. It might just make their day. No. 8. Liking and helping. Have you ever noticed how people seem to like you more after you help them? Well, that's not just a coincidence. It's actually a psychological phenomenon known as the liking-helping relationship. Basically, when you help someone, your brain releases a feel-good hormone called endorphins. Endorphins make you feel good, but they also make you more likely to like the person you helped. In fact, studies have shown that the more effort you put into helping someone, the more likely you are to like them. So how can you use the liking-helping relationship to your advantage? Well, simply by helping more people. That could mean volunteering your time to a cause you care about or lending a helping hand to a friend in need. Just be sure to not overdo it. Helping too much can actually backfire and make people take you for granted. No! 9. The contrast effect. Ever noticed how you seem more attractive after a breakup? Well, that's not just a product of your imagination. It's actually a psychological phenomenon known as the contrast effect. The contrast effect is the tendency for people to seem more attractive when compared to someone of the opposite sex. For example, if you just came out of a long-term relationship, you might suddenly start to seem more attractive to potential romantic partners. And the reason for this is pretty simple. After spending so much time with someone of the same sex, you simply stand out more. And the more you stand out, the more attractive you seem. So how can you use the contrast effect to your advantage? Well, simply by spending less time with people of the same sex and more time with people of the opposite sex. It's a subtle shift, but it can make a big difference. And finally, number 10, proximity. Ever wondered why you get along well with your neighbors? Well, it's not just because you share a fence line. It's actually a psychological phenomenon known as proximity liking. Proximity liking is the tendency for people to become friends with those who live or work nearby. And the reason for this is simple. When you're around someone a lot, you become more familiar with them, and as a result, you become more comfortable with them. And the more comfortable you are with someone, the more likely you are to become friends with them. So how can you use proximity liking to your advantage? Well, simply by putting yourself in situations where you can meet new people. That could mean joining a gym, taking a class, or simply striking up conversations with people you meet in everyday life. The key is to put yourself out there and become the kind of person who enjoys spending time with others. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching!